well, you're going to have a hard time blowing my mind. But if you can even blow, you know, some of those people at CNN, their minds, then that would be, you know, maybe satisfactory. But what I'm saying here is that we need the truth. So I put out this thing even last weekend, and I texted Juan and I put it everywhere. And I basically said, what if Trump just went on stage and started talking and telling the real truth and nothing but the truth? The whole world would change. Boom. So before he got dragged off the stage or whatever happened, you know, you got to bite the bullet. Okay. So they are supposedly in the process of biting the bullet, blah, 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 so coming forward. But how long have we been waiting? You know, the McAfee stuff that was supposed to come out in August, then it was supposed to come out in September. Well, it's never come out. Okay. Not to the mainstream people. When I say come out, sure, maybe they shared it among some friends or something. Yes, a building in Florida was demolished that was half a block away from where Ivanka was living. And supposedly the story goes that, you know, underground or in safes in that building, McAfee had buried a bunch of stuff. Okay, that's the story. So they demolished it like a la 9/11. And that was their answer. You do this, we're going to do that. So yes, they're trying to save lives in the way they're rolling their stuff out, you know, and supposedly I tell people, Jim Willey, financial guy, older guy, very well known, been around forever, is now got a whistleblower who's telling him that all the indictments, and there's something like, I don't know, 34,000 indictments or something, all hidden, right? Not public. And supposedly they've been arresting people and taking them to Guantanamo and then replacing them, killing them after a trial, you know, basically by a military tribunal. And then Kim came up with a very interesting piece of information saying there's a clone factory right under Guantanamo. Well, if she's not just making that shit up, then maybe it's true. You know, she has whistleblowers like I do. She doesn't maybe call them that, but she has been groomed. She knows a lot about the financial system, the back workings of it. And I've gotten that validated. Look, her off-planet contacts. I can tell you, I have off-planet contacts. Are you going to believe me? You want my proof? I can't show you any proof, right? It's just the way it is so far. They're as bad as the white hats.
I agree, Kerry. They really are. It's really sad because, you know, we keep thinking these truths are going to come out in the public, regardless of what we know. I mean, we know some things. We probably don't even know 5% of what's really going on. We know some.
There's a hell of a lot. And, you know, it's only because I've been doing this for 17 years that I have maybe a bit more than some others. But one thing, ML, like I wanted to say is that let's talk about the meeting you had, because this could indicate a turning of the tide. That's why I posted it everywhere, in case you don't know that, and gave people a heads up on it. And now, you know, you've got quite a bit of the, you know, at least alternative people kind of listening up, believing that you're actually telling the truth and it's not just some hoax, okay? And there's reason to believe you, okay? But do you want to, I mean, I know you don't need to go down the whole story because you've told it several times, but is there anything about that meeting that you could sort of highlight for people? I know you said my name was on a list. You didn't mention anyone else's name. Maybe you just don't remember anybody else's name. That's fair. But, you know, 20 names, people, influencers. Do you not think that what their objective was is to give you a heads up as an influencer to then, even if there's like a blackout and an EBS system broadcasting round the clock, all these truths that we're talking about, which I'd love it if they told them as many truths as I am right now, but you know what I'm saying? If that's coming, then which they have said sometimes, although it kind of, the jury goes in and out with the white hats as to whether that's actually going to happen or not. Is this why you were contacted? Do you think, is it because of the time when the truth would come out and people around you, even in your neighborhood, because that guy's ex-police, or you're ex-police, I'm sorry. And so your background, your police background would come in handy in dealing with neighbors that start running out their door, screaming at the top, and, you know, going postal. I mean, yeah, it's possible, you know, like the day of Orson Welles when he did the broadcast, and then people did actually run screaming out of their houses back in those days. But, you know, fast forward, God, how many years ago was that? 60 years or something? Hopefully humans have grown a little bit more mature since then. But then we also have vaxxed out there who are so, you know, vulnerable. And